Hi, everyone. Welcome to the program. So the U.S. has issued a warning to Israel. Improve humanitarian conditions in Gaza, or we could cut off military aid.
Well, this warning comes as Iran is threatening a possible counterattack to Israel that one general threatens could wipe out all the Jews. CBN's Julie Stahl reports.
America's Secretary of State and Defense Secretary sent a letter to Israeli leaders warning them that they have 30 days to seriously improve Gaza's humanitarian aid crisis, or else Israel could face a U.S. arms embargo. The U.S. officials said the letter was not meant to be public, but the State Department defended the move.
What we have seen over the past few months is that the level of humanitarian assistance has not been sustained. In fact, it has fallen by over 50% from where it was at its peaks.
On CBN's Faith Nation, Brad Bowman of Foundation for Defense of Democracies says the letter does real damage to Israel as it's fighting deadly enemies on 7 fronts.
So this is very, very serious. This, I would say, is not unlike your best friend being surrounded by 6 or 7 bullies on the playground, getting kicked, and then you come up and instead of giving your friend a hand up, you join the kicking. This is not too far from that.
Bowman says Israel's military is formidable, but it still needs U.S. military aid.
Israel is heavily dependent on U.S. security assistance, namely weapons. And so the goal of terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah is to use human shields and use humanitarian suffering as a tool of political warfare to try to deprive Israel of the means of self-defense for the ultimate purpose of exterminating the Jewish state.
Israel charges that Hamas is stealing much of the aid intended for civilians and selling it to continue supporting the terrorist army. Meanwhile, Israel's defense industry and its military continue to develop their own weapons. Defense Minister Gallant attended a demonstration of new technologies to shoot down UAVs, the weaponized drones Hezbollah and other Iranian proxies are using with deadly effect. Sunday, a drone killed 4 Israeli soldiers and wounded 60 other people on an IDF base. The IDF will fast-track development of some of these defensive weapons and put them into action within a few months. The Middle East is on edge as Israel plans its response to Iran's attack with 180 ballistic missiles earlier this month. Military and political leaders reportedly have the targets. But Iran is threatening a much more severe counterstrike. One general says openly the Islamic regime could kill all the Jews of Israel.
That land is a small land. It's not even as big as one of Iran's small provinces. If we will, we can obliterate all the Zionists.
Israel is preparing for that counterattack, and the U.S. has sent an advanced anti-missile system and U.S. troops to operate it to help defend the Jewish state. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, given General Fadavi's threat, empty or not, to obliterate Israel, this letter, supposedly not meant for the public, comes to Israel at a horrific time as they're fighting a 7-front war. Interesting, it comes within about a 30-day window of the election as well. Interesting timing.